ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Vobes show on the 13th of June 2018. And I'm not alone. Today, live, for the very first time on the Vobes show, and I want you to give her a gigantic, I almost said giant then, but a gigantic welcome, please, to the lovely Emilie Champion, who has not been watching the show for very long, and somehow she has muscled her way into the show. So that's absolutely fantastic. So hello Emilie, and welcome to the show.
Hello everyone.
It's really exciting. It's really exciting. So we've got lots of stuff. Emilie, I should tell you, Emilie, you have brought you've got a great big bag.
Yes, a great big bag.
A great big bag full of amazing goodies, and we're going to introduce those slowly throughout the show, and we're going to have a look at them. But first of all, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if there's anybody actually watching, because it would be a shame if there isn't. So let me tell you, first I can see Claire Leach is here, Mark English has joined, the lovely Julia, Cynthia Julian, Graham Whittington, Dave Baker, Claire Leach a second time round, Kushti Phil, Kevin Hall, Richard Suggett is here. Richard Suggett, we'll be talking about him shortly. Paul Watts has joined, and Mark Selwood from down there in Cornwall, Steve Pilfold, Paul Hine, Danny Davis. They're all coming. They're all coming.
Everyone's here.
Everyone's here. They're all eager to see you.
I know.
So it's all very exciting.
It's all happening.
So now, while I explain to Emilie how the show works, because we've only just got into the studio. All that stuff will come down on the screen just below the camera, folks, just below the camera, and you'll see that the comments go up so fast. And
don't have a chance.
Yeah, so I flick my eyes down here, desperately trying to read them, but you know, so people ask questions, and I miss them, and I miss them. So it's going to be a great show, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an hour, 8 o'clock British Summer Time. Oh, by the way, little news flash for you. It's going to be windy tomorrow. Heard the news. It's going to be full
windy up your end.
Windy up your end or out your body. So be careful, especially if you're in the Midlands and the North. Big winds. So just don't get caught in that lot. It's all mad. So you're laughing at yourself. Because we see ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, about 20 seconds later. So there we are. So welcome, Emilie Champion.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So Emilie, you were telling me that you haven't been watching the show very long.
No.
And I do remember being quite rude about your name.
Yes.
When you were first on.
Yeah. You couldn't pronounce it correctly.
I couldn't pronounce it because I kept saying
Emile.
That's right. Because I was watching.
I usually only ever get called Emile when I go to the doctors and they call out your name.
Because it's a French
spelling name, and you know, people don't normally see it. They see it with a Y, so they find it really hard to either say or to write. So yeah, it's quite common.
Oh, well, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because it's not often it's some idiot on the Facebook or the YouTube on the rerun doing, calling out your name for ages until suddenly
I had to say something, because I thought, we're going to go on and on, so I thought I'd better say something.
Now, you're a teacher.
I am.
We're going to find out about the teaching that you do and the fact that it's not a regular school.
No,
we've got to tread a bit carefully.
Yeah, we're going to kind of speak in code.
Because obviously,
Otherwise I have to kill you.
Well, what tends to happen is guests that have appeared on the show tend to find that their life has now changed, usually destroyed as a result of this, ladies and gentlemen. But, what can you do? No. So, but first of all, you've got a ton of stuff. You came in loaded.
Goodies today.
So could you explain first of all, they've all come from the same place.
Yes,
so I'd be fascinated to know where.
I'm just going to get my leaflet.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I've got a little leaflet here.
Yeah, show it to the camera there. There we go. Look at that. Mayfield Farm Shop and Cafe.
Yes, a cafe.
Is it a cafe?
Yes, it is a cafe. This Mayfield lavender place is near where I live. I have to drive past it to get to work. And it's just, the lavender's just coming into bloom. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go in there and I'm going to pick up some goodies, because I know they sell food, they sell drink. And I thought, I'm going to take it to the Vobes show and we're going to try it.
Fantastic. Well, you're going down very well with the viewers. We've already got a number of people saying things like, everyone turn round and face the front.
Yep.
Because you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Register.
Steve.
We need the register taken.
And I think Richard also said it. It's gone past. But
Yeah,
I caught that was saying said, I already feel like I'm back at school. So you've obviously got this school mom persona.
Yeah, so it must be just the look.
So do you do that thing where you look over your glasses down at the children?
I do. It's your own time you're wasting, and it's fine if you don't want to do the work now. We'll just do it at break time. Not a problem.
Can you keep them in after school with the old detention?
No, not after school. We keep them in at break or lunch. Yeah.
So that's cool. Is it in Mayfield? The Steve Pilfold is asking.
The cafe?
The cafe.
Yes, Mayfield Lavender. It's in Banstead.
In Banstead? Where's Banstead?
Banstead is in Surrey. It's not far from Carshalton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And Carshalton is near Croydon, is it?
Yes, it's kind of it's classed as Sutton.
Right.
But it's kind of on the border of coming up to Croydon.
So everyone's trying to pinpoint where your school is now. Yes, exactly. Linda Kane says, "Evening, miss. Sorry, I'm late." So we want the excuses note. I feel I'm told off already, says Richard Saget. So we're going to get this. We're going to get this all evening. Are you chewing, Richard? Do you get kids? I mean, we're going to go into the school thing in a minute. But do you get the other kids that you teach? Are they boisterous? Are they out of control? Unruly?
Unruly children? No. Generally, on the whole, they're good children. You get the odd. Yes. Like any class, you'll get the odd ones. Yeah.
So what we should say, just to clear the decks, this is not the state school that you work at.
No, this is what we call an independent school.
Right.
But it's for it's like a religious community.
A religious community. We'll leave you hanging there, ladies and gentlemen, for a minute. So. Shall we tell everybody what we've got, or should we just pick one of the items?
We were going to go for old Bendy Boy, weren't we?
Yeah, Bendy Boy. So I'm quite interested in this. We've got Bendy Boy up first, ladies and gentlemen.
It's actually Brendy.
Oh, Brendy. There we go. I think there's a slip of something there. Yeah. So we have here, look at this. It's not Bendy Boy, although he is. He is bending. Brendy Boy, and this is lavender cider. And this is made with their local lavender.
It is. The lavender that's grown there. They then cart it off, and actually, the lady did say they have an orchard as well.
Right.
Which they use the apples from that orchard, combined with the lavender that they also grow.
Yeah.
And then it gets sent off, and they make this Brendy Boy. I don't know.
Now, there's a poem. We looked at this poem just before we started, ladies and gentlemen. Shall I have another? It's in the most tiniest writing you can possibly read, so I have to. Luckily,
need a magnifying glass.
Because I'm. It's the funny thing about being short-sighted is you can see very short distances. Funny though, isn't it? And so, in order to do that, I've got to look over my glasses and do that thing. So this is a poem. It's a long one. I'm not going to do all of it. Brendy Boy Jump Up, it's called. As I strolled through the fields on a hot summer's day, I felt a great thirst that would not go away. I went into the cafe on Mayfield's great farm, and says I, well, a beer wouldn't do any harm. The owner said sorry, that beer was all sold, so I ordered a cider, delightfully cold. Well, I took the first sip, and then took a sup. Of Bendy Boy's, not of Brendy Boy's cider that made me jump up. It goes on.
That's hilarious.
I'll let you open that and do the pouring. That's quite. I think Bendy Boy is.
I think they should rebrand it Bendy Boy.
And I guess by the time you've drunk the cider, you'd be ready to be bending all over the place anyway. Andy Ash has arrived and says Vobes is going to get sloshed. Do we know what the percentage is?
Well, it says 4.6.
Oh, 4.6. Marv. Oh, yeah, it's like a bit of 4.6. Bendy Boy, the S-toy, the S-toy, LOL, says Paul Hine. Not quite sure what he means there. Kevin Hall says, for a guy that doesn't drink, he gets some down his neck on this show. This is the only time I drink. That's the weird thing. Stretch Armstrong. Oh, okay. Oh, Bendy Boy, yeah. So I can smell the rubber already. Not quite sure. Oh, the rubber from Stretch Arms.
Oh,
yeah. You kind of got to be. You got to like be on the metal here reading this. So
we're sniffing.
We're sniffing. Apparently, I was told by her mistress herself.
Sniff that drink.
Sniff the drink. Wow, and there's a powerful
Yeah, that
whiff
is.
to that. So, appley.
Yeah, it is very appley. I don't know if I'm getting lavender.
No, I'm not getting any lavender whatsoever.
I don't know. Maybe we'll try it now.
Oh, right, okay. So I'm getting orders. I'm getting orders on my own show, ladies and gentlemen. So this is really weird because the last time we had drinks and Julia was sitting there, the lovely Julia, TLJ, was sitting there, and we had whatever it was that we drank. Oh, that mead, I think it was, and we were about
the dandelion bird.
Oh, the dandelion.
Yeah,
that's right. The dandelion bird. And before I was drinking, I was giggling, and now I'm getting that same sort of vibe. It's the anticipation of what it's going to do.
The initial taste in your throat is a bit like, what? And then it's ciderish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so I'm going for it. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's weird because there's no initial flavour.
It's like they sprayed you with acid and then...
Yeah, or it's anaesthetised your throat.
We're now paralysed.
And then the flavour starts to come, but it's a real delayed flavour.
It is, it's weird.
Andy Ash says he bought some 0 alcohol Budweiser earlier.
Oh.
Bloody awful. Well,
What's
I'm not
the point of
surprised.
that?
I shouldn't have even given them the airtime.
Just buy some lemonade.
Exactly.
It's a bit, when we're going to do a bit of a Jilly Goulden now.
Oh yes.
You know when you smell at the same time as try and taste.
Yes.
It's kind of like a medicine.
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
It's
like a medicine kind of smell.
It isn't. I mean, it's not that it's unpleasant, but it doesn't draw you in immediately.
No.
I imagine once you've had a few of those, you don't give a monkeys, and you're just knocking them back.
And nor did Brendy Boy.
And Brendy Boy, he was dead thirsty.
He was having a jolly good time.
And he jumped up, didn't he?
He jumped
We
up.
don't know where he jumped, which is a slight worry, but there we go. Anyway, is it nice, says Claire Leach. It's sort of nice.
Do you know what? I was expecting it to be fizzy. Do you know what I mean? It's
flat.
It's flat. It's like apple juice.
Yeah, now, I know that Harriet would like that because she always used to like flat cider.
Right, okay.
So this would have been her...
Maybe I was just expecting too much.
Yeah, and I think with the sort of more popular end of the market, they're sweeter and they're a lot more sparkling, aren't they?
This is, real...
This is your country cider, isn't it? You've really been picking them apples and the juice. I know what you mean there. So, but I can't taste the lavender.
No.
So that's a slight...
Let's just see what it says on there.
Yeah, it's not hosted with too much lavender. Steve Pilfold says you're already selling it. Sells like medicine. Yes, there we go. I'm sure you're all going to leap out and buy it. If you happen to be watching Mayfield Lavender Brewery, whatever.
We like it.
We love it. Yeah, we love it.
It takes my throat away.
We like it. We like it.
As we're being choked.
And as Emilie Champion kills over, the first time on the show and last, I call an ambulance and she's taken away. How extraordinary. Really don't like cider, says Linda Kane. Extremely ill. A bit like that. Drinking Merry Down and Orange when I was a teacher.
You didn't have the snake bite and black, did you? I did one of those once.
This is growing on me now.
Yeah, I think we've got to kind of lubricate ourselves with it. And then... let it do its magic.
Definitely, there's the subtle flavour of the apple, sort of like a Cox's apple, but I'm not getting any lavender.
Well, no, I got the lavender then. If you take a great big mouthful, I got lavender.
I need a bit more. I'm not driving, so I'm all right.
I definitely got lavender.
Oh,
if you take a whole mouthful.
No, I did then.
Do you know what I mean?
I did.
Yes.
Just then.
Yeah.
I got lavender.
We got lavender.
I got lavender. Mrs. Grimsdale.
It's all right, Mayfield. We're all right.
Oh, we're all right.
We've got the lavender.
Yeah, it's great. And of course, now I'm feeling quite mellow.
We're chilled.
We're chilled. Yeah, so there we go. Oh.
Need a napkin.
This is very good.
Need a napkin.
Oh, yeah, you've got
your
napkins.
Well, now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I shall be addressing that a little bit later on. Hello, how are you? not like that. Not addressing it, sort of having a conversation.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to have met you,
Brendan.
Emily, but I'm now talking to the cider, which would be a bit of a weirdo thing. But that's okay. Now, before we move on, I have to say that I need to announce a birth. Yes, we've not announced a birth on this show, ladies and gentlemen, but I was moments before we went on air. I haven't become another granddad, no. Maybe I'm an uncle in a sort of weirdy way, but Richard Suggett. Dear, darling Richard Suggett. That's the cider talking.
Dearest Richard.
Dearest, beloved Richard Suggett. He is a father, ladies and gentlemen. He is a father. And we should give him the proud honour of... Yes, he is the father of a quail. No, not a snail, a quail. He has been nurturing, and these eggs are titchy tiny little things, and he's been, I don't know, hibernating it, or no, not hibernating. What do you do with a... You incubating it. He's this tiny little quail, and it's hatch head. Or hatched, as some people prefer to call. Now, I know that you're itching to see that very moment, and very kindly, Richard Suggett has sent in the moment he realised that this little quail was about to hatch. So have a gander at this. You can see the egg there is not moving one iota. And actually, I think that's just a still frame from the video.
It's not hatched.
It's not hatching at all.
It's gone back in. You've seen the show and it's gone back in.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, really. I need to... Sorry about that, Richard.
I think this is crazy stuff.
This is live stuff. What file number is that? 507. Hang on. I need to bring it in again. Here we go. We'll see it hatch. We'll see it hatch now. Here we are. So take two. Have a gander of this. This is the moment, ladies and gentlemen, when Richard Suggett knew that his little egg was about to hatch. Here it goes. Look at that. Oh, look, it's wibbly wobbly. Yeah, look at that. There's a bit coming through. A bit more. This is Richard filming with his cell phone, just in case he needed to get the what do you call the night nurse that looks after? Not the night nurse. The
midwife.
The midwife. Call the midwife.
Yeah.
Look at that.
The doula.
The doula.
Fancy name.
Yeah. I mean, I dare say he was there with a spoon ready to crack it open if it didn't come through.
Did he have his soldiers as well?
Probably. Oh, ready to dip in.
Yeah.
So that was that moment, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, you know, he had to go and have a beer and have a sit down, have a fag and sort of go, yippee, look what I've managed to achieve. I'm a
wetting
father.
the baby's head.
All that malarkey. And then came the moment when... Now, let's hope this one works. Another video for you. This is the moment it breaks free. And the filming, of course, is a little bit of a shock for Richard because he's sort of almost keeled over. But have a look at this. Here it comes. Look. Oh, my goodness. There, it's got a strange...
It's Michelle.
Ooh. And there it is. Is that...
It's gone.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
As if by magic. Do you want to see that again, just quickly? He's coming out. Look at that. He's got his foot...
Like a helmet.
I know. It's a weird old thing. He turns away.
It's like a tortoise.
He comes around and then he's out. Oh, look. Amazing. Amazing.
There we go.
So well done, Richard. That's absolutely superb. So there was a bit rushed on his film. How marvellous is that? Good job that cider isn't a strong one, says Kevin.
24-hour labour.
Yeah, 24-hour labour. Can you imagine that?
No.
Now, you've got kids.
I do.
How many kids have you got?
I've got 2 girls.
2 girls.
2 children.
Two
Yeah.
children.
2 children. Yeah.
2 children
girls.
and girls as well.
Yeah.
Children and girls.
And girls in the same package.
And not twins.
No.
So what length of labour did you have with those?
Not very long.
Not 24 hours.
No, it wasn't actually.
Oh, okay.
My oldest, I went and bought tiles while I was in labour for our kitchen.
You bought tiles?
I was having contractions while going into the shop that sells tiles. So I would have this conversation with the man saying, I like this tile, I like this one. And then I'd be like, just hold on a minute. Okay, right. And then I would carry on the conversation.
This was the first one?
That was the first one.
So you hadn't had children before?
No, she shot out, literally, when my waters broke, she shot out.
And were you still at the tile shop?
No, luckily I'd got to the
Was this
hospital
Top
by then.
Tiles? Tops Tiles and children.
And it was wipe clean.
Wipe clean surfaces. Have a baby on our tiles. And yes, with ammonia against our tiles. Clean as a whistle.
Bleached it off.
Yes.
Yeah, bleached it off. Yeah, but they seem to have both shot out pretty quick.
Gosh, like
no
shelling
pain relief.
peas.
I didn't have any pain
Did you
relief.
not? No
nothing.
gas and air?
No, not
Nothing.
even gas and air.
Good
I'm
God.
hard.
Yeah.
I play rugby. What do you think?
Did you play rugby?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. I'm going to have to behave myself.
Yeah, watch yourself.
If I get thrown out the window.
Get in a headlock.
Well, there we go. How about that? That's marvellous. So Steve Blake says, I've got 6 kids and 20 grandkids. Ooh. So, yeah. I don't know how you did it, Steve.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've been busy. So need to buy a television, I think now. Well, now you've got the Vobes show.
Some of the Brandy Boy.
Yeah, some of the Brandy Boy. That'll help you. So you weren't lubricated with the alcoholic beverages at the time. It just sort of happened.
No, just that
no
was
shock
it.
to the system.
No, I mean I can take a lot of pain. I can take an awful lot of pain. And in my mind, I kept thinking, when it gets worse, I will ask.
Right.
Well, it kind of never got worse. It was bad. You know, it does hurt. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. It really hurts.
Yeah.
Smarts.
It's smart.
It's smart.
Having a baby, it's smart. That's the quote of the week. Oh, yeah, just had a baby. Oh, it's smart's a bit down there. But I'm all right, you know. I'll go and have another game of rugger with the girls.
Literally got her out, threw her out the scrum.
Yeah. Were they all waiting there? The rest of the team ready to go down the line?
Yeah, that was it. Passed it down.
Marvellous. And then father was the other side and go, nice try. Oh, God, here it comes. Oh, it's slippery, isn't it? Slimy.
Well, this is where we met. We met playing rugby.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, okay.
He was pretty much playing fullback. He was the ladies' coach.
He was the ladies' coach. Now, there's a job, isn't it? There's a
ladies'
job.
Coach. I was the ladies' captain.
Oh, right. So it was inevitable.
Yeah.
La, 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 la.
And we used to play... I used to play in mixed teams, so men and women. Yeah, touch rugby.
Gosh. That's a game, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Men and women in rugby tackling each other and rolling around in all that mud.
Oh, they do. They throw you around.
Yeah, I bet they do.
They do.
Marvellous. Well, there you go. Yeah, so there you go.
Moving along swiftly.
So, you know, Bendy Boy is nothing. Bendy Boy is nothing compared to that. So, okay, well, we're going to...
What have we got next?
What other things are we going to try?
Right, shall we
And then
go?
we'll get on to the school of curious nature.
School of Rock.
The School of Rock.
Right, shall we go for the scone?
Or scone.
Or the scone.
Do you say scone? Do you say scone? What do you say?
I say scone.
Scone. I kind of say scone, unless somebody's saying scone. But I always think scone is what's happened to a scone when you've eaten it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an old joke, but that's how I feel it is. So we're going to do some of that. Yeah. Sometimes you'll notice that this freezes. We have a screen here playing back, and sometimes it freezes. It doesn't mean it has stopped.
Okay.
It's just that it sometimes freezes and we can't see anything. What are we going at here? The lovely Julia says, me too, 36, I think I've had to have... Oh, she's talking about having a C-section. Let's not go down there. Let's not go down there is not what I meant to say. Judith Oakley says, that was a whopper, Maggie. Oh, they're all talking about how they're...
It's like sitting on a landmine. That's the only way I can describe it.
Right. It's very interesting. Very interesting from a bloke's point of view, sitting on a landmine, and it's smart. I just think that is the coolest expression. So there we go.
Yeah.
So here
we go.
Yeah,
right,
so
clotted cream's on.
Clotted cream.
Now, some people argue that you should put the jam on
Oh,
first.
we've had my sister in talking about this.
You
if you're from Devon, now Mark is from Cornwall,
right?
And he'll tell us how Mark Selwood. What do you do with your jam and your thingy? Because I think in Devon they put the cream on first and the jam on top, which to me seems logical.
I think actually this is like a dairy product, like you would have margarine or butter. So therefore you'd put that on first.
Yes,
you?
that would
therefore
be.
It's similar kind of thing, isn't
it? Cottish way, please, says Linda Kane. Well, what is the Cottish way? Come on, Andy Ash says, Mark, sorted out. He's probably gone for a cuppa somewhere or a lie down after all that. He says, oh, my video froze. Oh, okay, Mark. No. Well, we're putting clotted cream and jam on a scone. Which way round? Which one goes first? So Mark says jam on first.
Oh.
Well,
we could do it on the other one.
We've cocked it up.
We're
doing it the Devonshire way, see, because we like it down there in Devonshire. It's because Devonshire is very close to Somerset, where the cider is, see? So that's how it's going to be.
There we go.
Oh, lovely. Look at that.
On your...
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Down your neck.
Have a little gander at this. Look at that. Oh,
it's got lavender in it. It's going with lavender in it.
There is a lavender theme. In the show today. I wish we'd got, deck the halls.
Deck the halls with lavender.
In lavender and lavender.
Lavender, yeah.
So, here sniffs?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a lovely smelling, what kind of jam is it?
I'm getting, though.
Raspberry
it's that Brandy Boy again.
Oh, Brandy Boy is very tasty.
raspberry and lavender jam.
The lovely Julia was singing to me the other day, and she was singing to me, "They're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty." And I said to her, I said, "Do you know what that advertise? Can you remember what that advertises?"
Oh.
"They're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty." And I know what it is.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Bran flakes, the most untasty thing.
Here, eat these bits of cardboard.
Yes, that's right. And I thought the audacity of an advertising campaign to say, "Yeah, it's tasty, they're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty," and you go, right.
We obviously remembered that one, didn't we?
So I remembered that, but
okay.
Anyway,
let's try it.
Shove it in our gobs.
Right.
So we have.
You've got to get the chewing sound.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You're telling me how to do the thing.
Come on, chew.
I'm chewing. I'm chewing.
Oh, wow. I feel like I've just shoved my mouth onto a lavender plant. Have you not got that? Maybe I've got a big bit. Do you know what I mean?
You and your big bits. The thing is, I was going through my mind is is there lavender in the in the cream?
Sadly, no.
Okay, so we've got lavender in the scone,
and
lavender, because I'm looking at the lavender on.
I'm chewing it now.
What, the lavender?
Yeah.
Because it does look like this. Hang on, can I nick one of these?
Yeah. Show the.
It looks like dead flies in here.
Yeah, it does. And it probably is.
I mean, they say it's lavender, but it looks like dead flies to me. So
it's a couple of beetles.
So we got lavender in there, lavender in the jam, and actually it was only as you said that you went, "Wow, I've got it." I suddenly started to get it. I think my taste buds must be a bit
delayed.
Yeah, it's like the stream.
Ooh, I'm dropping it. Oh no, I've thrown it everywhere. It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
You're catching the Vobes vibe there.
Oh my goodness!
You don't know when suddenly a joke has gone by. So I'm getting the lavender now.
Yeah. Again.
And it does comes in waves.
Do you know it's bitty? It's bitty.
What do you mean it's bitty?
The lavender bits.
The lavender bits are bitty, yeah.
It's a bit like, you know, when you've got like a good yogurt and you're really enjoying it. Sorry.
You know when you've got a good yogurt. Yeah.
I know how to live.
I can see that.
When you've got a good yogurt and then you know it looks good. You're into it, and then there's like
you're into it. You know when you've got a good and you're really into that yogurt. Oh yeah, this is it.
And then there's yogurt. like a lump and then there's a bit that you're chewing all day and all night.
From a yogurt?
No, like the fruit bit of the.
Oh, okay,
you know, in a fruit yogurt or something.
I was going to say.
I'm sure there's someone out there who knows what I'm talking about. I'm not going mad.
Yeah. Flakes of brain, says Steve Pilfold. I'm not quite sure where that's come from. You see, sometimes I enter into a conversation that's halfway through and I've no idea. Now, for God's sake, don't eat a pasty with a knife and fork. No, we haven't got any of that.
No. We've not got any lavender pasties.
Bitty, says Steve Pilfold.
Bitty, and you know what that means.
I got.
See what I mean?
Well, it's cloying. It's
holding on for dear life. So I'm not going down there.
I like cheese scones best, says Cushty Phil. Hate the expression bitty, says Linda Kane. What? Why? Why can you hate the expression bitty?
Do you know the bit what it means?
No. Oh right. Okay. What does it mean?
It's on Little Britain. You know, with David Walliams.
Yeah.
And he was like Mark said, breastfeeding as an adult.
Right.
He said to his mum, "I want bitty." That's what he called it. It was his special name for breast milk. I need a bit of bitty.
And but this is a comedy thing.
Yeah.
And it's stuck, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. What was his character? A little baby.
No,
I think baby.
I think he was just like a normal adult.
What, as a man?
Yeah, and then he would just lay down
suckling
on the sofa,
on a woman's breast.
Suckling on his mum's.
On Little Britain.
Yeah.
Bitty. Well, what a pity. Nana Bitty, says Richard Suggett. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've obviously missed that. No more Bitty until tomorrow night, says Jonathan Belusic. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. But it's not in the English dictionary then. It's just a thing.
I don't know. It may well eventually come in.
Can I have another one?
Yeah, of course you can.
We're gonna do it the Cornish way now to see if there's.
We're doing jam first.
Yeah, because probably that will get rid of the bitties bits.
Yeah.
You need to get out more, Richard, says Paul Hine. Yeah, you're quite right. Although I have been out every day, or more or less this month. Every day I've been out. And I still didn't understand Bitty. But there we go. If her pupils could see her now.
Yeah. They'd probably go, oh, Mrs. Champs.
Is that what they call you?
Yeah,
Mrs.
Champs.
Mrs. Champs, Mrs. Champs.
Yeah.
I've just had scones. They're a bit bitty.
Yeah.
They're a bit nana bitty.
Yeah.
Vobes entering into popular culture from 10 years ago. Thank you, Steve Pilfold. That's very kind. We'll be running a video of yours in a minute. Thank you, Steve Pilfold. On the top of a vehicle. We'll be finding out more about that very... Yes, I know. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, it repeats.
It does repeat, yeah. Hey-ho. So,
right, here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you
Is
know
that
what?
mine?
The spreading...
Yeah, you can't see this. So should have put a second camera here.
No, this is it.
Show it to... look. When you put the...
you can't spread.
Yes, it's gone.
It's just
disgusting.
pathetic.
Yeah, the Cornish, I'm afraid Cornwall guys...
it's pathetic.
It's the wrong way round. Because I'm with you there, Emily.
It just won't spread.
It's like the Cornish dairy thing is like putting butter on bread and then you put jam on.
Yeah.
So, Mark, in Cornwall, do they put jam on and then butter when they make a... Oh, I need to put my hand in it. Because you've got to... I've only got one eye. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. But I can't see...
I won't butter that.
Unless I'm looking this way, I can't see anything. Which is why Julia gets away with putting all the faces
that she pulls.
Yeah, and
right, give that one a go.
Are you not having any?
No, I'm. You can have the other bit, but I'm just.
Oh my God! Now I'm.
Well, look, we've got all this other stuff to get through.
We have got a lot of stuff to get through. Well, this is going to make me look like a right pig. Oh. Hey ho. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out a little bit about this school. Mm-hmm. Steve Blakey's put a YouTube video link up. That's handy. Yeah. To what? So we all now go away from the Vogue show live and watch that. That's great.
So how old are the kids you teach? Right.
Yeah. How old?
Are the kids?
Yeah, I'm asking the questions.
Yeah. No, look.
Andy Ash says.
Andy says.
I would like to say who it was. Andy Ash says, how old are the kids that you teach?
Well, my school starts from age 7 and goes up to age 18. And I pretty much teach all of them. So, yeah, on a day-to-day basis.
In the same class?
No, not in the same class. At the moment, we're doing our production of Robin and the Sherwood Hoodies. And
bit of drama then.
Yeah, and it's a comedy. And I've got the whole of the junior school. There's about 42 kids in the juniors. And I have them all together at the same time doing the production. And then twice a week, I teach PE to the senior kids. So, yeah, I get to see all different ages.
And you said to me earlier that you ordinarily have about 15 kids in a class.
Yeah, it's about 15 in a class on average, yeah. So it's not a huge amount. Yeah.
So we have to... Sorry, I've got a mouthful of scone now. We have to tread a bit carefully about your employer. Mm-hmm. They're religious. They are a religious group who are quite austere. Mm-hmm. Tell me about the boundaries that you have, or the things you have to adhere to.
There was very, very strict guidelines on our dress code for men and women. They've kind of relaxed that a little bit. I'm now allowed to wear trousers to work. Take that how you want.
Because prior to that...
Yeah, I could only wear skirts or dresses. Our tops can't be low cut. But then, it's not stuff... I wouldn't turn up in a pole dancing outfit.
No.
Sorry.
Sorry, that just got stuck in my throat at that moment. No, I'm sure you wouldn't.
So I wouldn't... Yeah, I would be dressed appropriately, whatever school I worked in. So... Yeah, we used to do a lot of boob watch.
I'm sorry?
Boob watch, where we'd have to check each other's boob area to make sure that we couldn't see too much boob. And they always used to say to me, they go, no, you laugh, but they'd say, Emilie, go on, you need to go and tell her. And I'd have to go and tell people if they were showing too much boob. And I remember one woman, I said, look, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking or anything. I've just been asked to do, to tell you. And she said, it's all right. We're all human. So yeah,
boob watch.
Boob watch, yeah.
I can't think there can be many schools
that do a boob watch.
I can imagine in a male-orientated world
They'd love that.
It would be a heaven-sent job.
Yeah.
But when you say boob watch, I mean, you're talking about the tiniest amount of cleavage, are you really?
Yeah. I mean, this kind of outfit is fine. Fortunately, I've got long hair, so that covers up quite a lot. I've got a necklace, so that would cover up. Anything lower than this would be inappropriate.
Right. So you're not even getting.
And we used to do the bending over thing as well. So if you bend over, this is getting worse.
This is Bendy Boy again.
This is Bendy Boy. If you bend over and your eye line, what can you see?
All right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gosh. So you'd have to have polar necks then,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. It's great in the winter because obviously you're covered up.
Yeah.
But
on a hot summer day,
you're sweating and you've got to cover your knees.
Yeah.
Cover up here.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So so what? Sorry, I'm just getting rid of all these crumbs.
Got your crumbs.
Yeah, crumbs.
Oh, crumbs.
Oh, crumbs. So what do you actually teach? I mean, I know you said you do the thing, but are you a set subject, or do you do a range of subjects?
I teach everything.
You teach everything.
Everything, and I even create subjects that aren't even on the curriculum
or even invented.
Yeah.
Give us an example of getting through the day with Emilie Champion.
Well, I do a lot of mindfulness with them.
With children. Gosh.
And actually, that I can do one of those things on you, can't I? That thing I was telling you
about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mindfulness.
When the kids get a little bit, they need to calm down. I've got a couple of these. I've got one in each hand.
We don't know what it is yet, ladies and gentlemen, but she's got a couple of them.
You've probably seen this.
Oh, look at that. It's like
It's metal. No, there we go.
Can you hold it a bit closer?
It's not a whisk, so I'm not going to whisk them up.
No, it looks like some sort of probe.
Yeah.
That mind probe.
It's the mind probe.
Mind probe, I'm going to take out all your
Sends
energy.
these electrical currents through their brain.
So there's no battery in it or anything? It doesn't light up?
No.
It just...
It's my hand operated. So I'm going to do it on your head.
Oh, right.
You ready?
Okay, yes. Hang on, I need to get myself down so people can see it. Oh! Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh!
It's just the weirdest sensation.
That is the weird... Do you know...
Yeah.
And
I do it to the teachers. I do it to the kids. Sometimes I just walk into rooms and start doing it on people's heads. And if I go faster...
Not as good.
No.
Not as good.
And it's not as good when you do it on your own head either.
Oh, really?
It never feels the same. You do it on your own head.
Where'd you get one of these?
I got that on Amazon.
What are they called?
I don't know, head massager?
Oh,
What's
right.
it say on the packet?
It's the most peculiar thing, ladies and
I've got
gentlemen.
4 of them.
Oh, have you? I'm going to go and buy one.
Oh, it doesn't say on there. It was £1.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Is that right? I'm frightened of bending.
No, it doesn't bend. You can be quite forceful with it.
You're absolutely right.
It doesn't feel the same.
There is
How weird is that?
There is some mental thing telling you that you're doing it because you know when you do it again, please.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
Doesn't it give you a shiver?
Oh.
I tell you, this calms them right down.
Oh yes, because you.
Can you imagine?
Yes, but that's too far. Do it more slowly. No, it's really slowly. Oh yeah.
It's like a claw. It's the metal claw.
Gosh, that is quite. Yeah. Okay. You better stop now.
There we go. Let's hit the good spot.
It did, yes. It's quite erotic in its own way.
There we go.
Oh, I'm going to have to buy one, but then I need an operator because you can't do it
Julia
yourself.
To do it.
Yeah,
I'll
get the lovely.
I'll leave it here, and then Julia can do it to you.
Cool.
There we go. Little job for you, Julia.
There we are, Julia.
There you go.
Another job. So, wow, yes.
Right, there we go. Right, we're done.
What were we talking about?
Scones.
Oh, we've done the scones.
Right.
So,
what are we on now?
marks out of 10 for the scones. Oh, we should marks out. Well, should we do that at the end?
Yeah.
We'll do all the things at the end.
Yeah.
So we're 20, 40. Golly, those first 40 minutes have whisked.
Right. Oh.
Hang on, before we get to the next.
We could be here all night, couldn't we?
Before we get to the next item, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Oh, let's just quickly see. It's for massaging the head. Mark Selwood says that's the most relaxed we've seen you, Richard. Yes. It's Orgasmatron.
Yes, Orgasmatron, that's it.
On eBay.
It is, it's Orgasmatron. I used to have a vibrating one, and I overused it.
I'm not surprised.
Seriously, the arms came off.
The what came off?
The arm.
The arm.
The arms.
Came off.
And then it was like one leg. It was like one leg left.
Right. Okay, Mark
Sorry,
Selwood
moving
says
on.
this is so wrong. Andy Ash says he's had one for years. Judith Oakley says I think it's called an Maz.
Oh, Maz.
Or Maz what? Matron? Oh, no,
Ooh.
Mazmatron. The lovely Julia says another chore.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you know what,
blimey.
Julia? I've got you a little present.
Oh, you have?
I've got a little present for Julia.
Ah,
Yeah.
She has. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's lovely. We can imagine yes, Mark says we can imagine you overusing it. Steve Blakey says, "Oh my God, so X-rated. Yeah, X-rated and yet not so. Isn't that weird?"
There we go.
Julia, he would get you to do everything if you let him, says
Yeah,
Richard
I'm sure he
Suggett.
would.
Shush, Richard Suggett. Shush. Anyway, no. So now,
Right, what are we looking at?
Steve Pilfold has been out. He wants to know where in Sussex
Mm.
is he. Have a quick watch of this. We need 5 minutes
A
to sort of
breather.
recover. So have a look at this and see if you can work out where he is.
Hello everyone, it's Steve Pilfold, aka Where in Sussex here, and today I'm on the top deck of the number 124 bus, just going past Mount Caburn. It's from Seaford and District. We're in Glynde Village at the moment, as seen on one of Richard's walks, so don't forget to check that out on YouTube. And the bus is taking us towards Ringmer and Lewis, just stopping to pick up a passenger here before we head out the village towards Glyndebourne Opera House that you can see just through the trees there. And that's one of many sites on this service. It runs every Saturday, Sunday and bank holiday through the summer, with 5 trips from Eastbourne to Lewis and 4 back the other way each day, running via Pevensey Castle, Polegate, into Alfriston, and then along the foot of the Downs, before swinging inland to Glynde, past Glyndebourne where we are now, and into the county town of Lewis. And you can hear the engine of the 1957 bus really pumping away as we head up the hill from Glyndebourne towards Ringmer, one of several gradients on this route which really tested the 61-year-old engine. Well, that performed perfectly for us. And over there you can see at the top of the hill it's the Glyndebourne wind turbine, which usually provides enough energy to run the Opera House each year before we head down the hill towards Lewis. And now, at the end of the day, we're heading up School Hill after a picnic. A great time in Lewis, and all I can say is I highly recommend Route 124. Try it out this summer, the East Sussex Tourist Trail from Seaford and District, running every weekend.
Oh, that was very interesting. We were watching that because I hadn't watched it all the way through, and then there were bits that I thought was going along by Ardingly, and then the
like
last
Lewis.
bit I thought was Lewis.
Did look like it.
So Steve Pilfold, I don't know, was that Lewis at the end, and did you go near Ardingly? I don't know about the first bit, but be curious to know about that. Yeah, Route 124. Paul Couchman is there. He says he looks like a sport commentator. I don't know. Mark Selwood
Another
says,
man in the room.
I know a great one I can do on top of one of these coaster open-top buses in Cornwall. Yes, you should do that. Do one.
Yeah.
Where in Cornwall are we?
Yep.
That was very nice. Anyway, thanks, Steve. That was very interesting. Be interested to know where it was. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, back to us.
Back to the goodies.
Back to the goodies. What
Right. What should we sniff
this
now?
is really nice. If anybody wants to be a guest on the show and bring in half a ton of food, you're very welcome, because it's a
Right,
good
well,
thing.
we need to get this out ready.
Oh,
because
right.
We'll need to.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So what?
Okay.
So what have we got up next? Hang on. We've got
Lemonade.
traditional still lavender
And there's a
lemonade.
bit floating around.
Oh,
Can you look?
is that bitty?
Bitty's
Is
out
it
again.
bitties out? Get your bitties out, love.
Yeah.
It's not. Is it alcoholic?
No.
No.
Sadly not.
Sadly not. Okay, that's a shame. What a shame. Well, you have one. Suddenly you're
Get some
going.
more bendy
You get
boy,
them in the mood, don't you?
Yeah.
But this will sober us up,
Just to
which
get
is
you in
probably
the mood.
just as well, because we've already done 45 minutes. I
Oh,
can't
my
believe it. It's
goodness.
amazing how quickly it goes.
It's
And
just
yet,
gone.
when I'm on my own struggling with the show, it seems like
we
it's
could fill a whole night of this.
yes. How much? How many tons of stuff? You've still got quite
Well,
a
we've
bit.
still got stuff.
Couple of items
Got
to
all
go through.
sorts going.
So
Right,
this
right,
is
we're
still
sniffing.
lemonade, but with
Yeah.
lavender.
Yeah, it says water, sugar,
Mm.
lemon concentrate,
Lemon concentrate.
organic Mayfield lavender flowers.
Oh,
And there's bits. I can see bits.
you can see
I
bits.
can see
Good.
bits.
Well, I'm
Right,
glad
we're
there's some
sniffing,
bits.
We're sniffing.
So
Lemonade.
yeah,
I'm getting.
yeah, definitely lemonade in there. What colour is the pink house now, says Ian Beddoes. Oh, I've painted my house terracotta, by the way. Emilie is so entertaining and natural for the screen. Hope we see her in future shows, says Maggie Water.
Oh, thank you, Maggie.
There we are. So I feel
you get a house point, Maggie.
I feel that you're going to be invited back because it took you 2 hours to get here.
It did. It was only because it was the time of day. It's not actually that far away. It's because of everyone else out on the road. That's the trouble.
Steve Pilfold, talking about everybody on the road, says that it was a bus run from Eastbourne to Lewis. I put the video and the details up. Was best family day out for ages.
I'll have to do that.
A bus ride.
I'll have to take my girls out.
Well, there we go, isn't it? It's an open-top bus, presumably. Terracotta.
Not on a rainy day, though, probably.
No, I think a rainy day would be a little less good. Have you tried it
No,
yet?
I haven't.
No. Here we go, let's try it. It's got a beautiful sniff, actually.
Oh, that's quite thick.
Oh, yeah. Let's...
Look, it's got a film. It's like
It's
a
got
good
a film.
wine. You know when you could do that.
Oh,
it's got a tear.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's a thick, gloopy...
It's like syrup.
Yes. It is very sweet, I think.
It's very sweet. Oh,
and yet there's a sort of sourness at the same time.
Yeah. Do you know what it tastes? A bit like that cider. It's got a bit of that tang to it.
I reckon it's the cider without the alcohol.
Yeah. They've just dressed it up.
Because actually, when I first took that first bite, I thought that tasted more alcoholic than the cider did.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because there was more flavours.
Yes, it
so
is.
much more flavour
And I've
than
still got a
Bendy
bit of
Boy.
this. Do you know what I was going to get? They had a liqueur. It was like 46%.
Wow, that's
I'll have
next
to get
time
that
then.
now. I'll get that for next time.
In tomorrow's show, ladies and gentlemen.
And next week.
Yay, guys! I got a house. What have we got there? I've got a house
does it need
point.
to be diluted? No.
It's not a cordial.
No,
is
it's
it?
not a cordial. No.
No, I made that
No.
mistake with Harriet with a
I've
ginger
done that
thing.
I've done that before.
We had it neat and we were going, yeah, it's nice, but it's very sharp.
Oh, I know. Put hairs on your chest.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
I think
But you couldn't
actually
drink
that'd be
much of
too
it,
much.
though.
If you had one by yourself, I think that's just...
It's quite sweet,
is that
isn't
like
it?
a worm or something? You know...
A worm?
You know where they go, right, let's just shove the worm in.
Oh, yeah. On like a chilly beer or
Yeah,
something.
they'll go,
Yeah.
right, shove that poor
Yeah.
worm in.
We're from the country here, see, even though
We're
it's Surrey.
simpletons.
And we put worms in there because I've seen it on the telly. It's awfully sophisticated. That's what it is.
I don't really get any lavender from that.
I took a big slurp
Is
then.
it more with the mouthful? Should I take a big mouthful?
I tried, yeah. I don't. Maybe we're becoming immune.
We're immune. We're mutants.
Yes, to the lavender taste.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It will be coming out of our pores.
it may well be coming out of our pores.
There we go, down the hatch.
That's very delicious. So
Right, where's that?
so this Mayfield.
Mayfield
Are they a
lavender.
farm?
They are, yeah.
Are they a farm of lavender? Yeah.
they're basically a great big field full of lavender.
So I'm assuming lavender is a one season crop, or is it out all the
they've
year?
only
round?
just they've only just opened up their farm. They open, and it does say on here actually, they're open between June and September, the end of September, because that's when the crop is out.
Oh, I see. And can people visit and walk along the lavender?
Yeah, it's £2 to go in.
Into the shop?
No,
into the farm bit. Yeah.
And that includes your parking.
Right.
But you can also go there by bus. I would say go by bus. There's a 166 bus that stops right outside. The parking can be a bit of a nightmare.
Why? Because they're busy.
Yeah, it's so busy, and the trouble is where you park. It's such a narrow entrance, and where you park. It's not very wide.
Right.
So it's a bit like have you seen when Austin Powers tries to do a 3-point turn in his
Oh,
little
yeah.
thing? Yeah, you're like that with your
right.
car going back and forth, back and forth.
So if you've got a big car,
Yeah,
you're stuffed.
you wouldn't be able to do that. So it depends where you live, really. I go past it every day to work.
Wow.
And I will be doing a video at the Mayfield Lavender for those of you who can't get there.
Oh, well, that
I
would
will
be
be doing
fantastic.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to
Yeah.
that. Another Vobing
report. I've got a whole list of them.
in lavender. And this is the sort of place that, Julia would have loved
you'll
this.
love
I'll
this.
have to take you up there, Julia,
Yeah.
because it's all purple.
Yeah,
It's,
and all their little shop, they've got purple bunting, and that's why I got your little present from there as well, Julia.
she is a purple person.
Yeah, and my mum is too. My mum absolutely, her whole house is like everything's purple. My mum only ever wears purple.
Wow.
So you'll have to come and meet my mum.
Yeah, well, there we go. We'll take you up to the Lavender Hill mob.
And we'll go and get the liqueur.
We'll get the liqueurs in. And we'll go and meet Emilie's mum, who's another purple person.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's marvellous. That's very exciting.
Right,
great. So we've got more stuff to get through, and time is running out, which is we've only got officially we've only got 9 minutes, but you know there's always. This isn't the BBC. We're not about to be sort of done by the news or anything. We're not going to be. Yeah. There is a lavender farm near Selborne, which is fab, says Wendy Wakelin. Actually, so that's also good. Purple is a mystical colour.
It is,
says Andy Ash, and
very fashionable in Victorian times. Ladies loved purple.
Oh, did they?
They did, and I've got a whole book on that. I've got a whole book on it in my bag.
Oh, have you?
I have.
And you happen to bring your bag with you?
Yeah, and I've got my
Oh, wow.
Right.
So now this is purple chocolate. Well, purple lavender flavoured chocolate. Oh yeah, you might need to just shove that a little bit closer. There we go. Look at that, the Lavender Hill chocolate. Not Lavender Hill.
We're on a hill. We're with Bendy Boy and we're loving it.
We're over the hill. There we go.
There we go. Right, let's go for it.
So that's really cool. Claire Leach says she loves lavender.
Yeah.
We're going to see you, Claire, tomorrow if it's not too windy and everything's okay. We're looking forward to that. Oh, lavender chocolate, says Maggie Walters. Ooh. Did you remember, well, you might not be old enough, but in the days when when I was a kid, neighbours used to go around, doors were left open, and the neighbours would always poke their head in. My mum did it to her neighbours. Always go around and go, ooh,
yeah,
ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's like, they just poke their head, or they just go straight in. There was no sort of knock on the door, and it was just open the door and go,
oh, Brenda, are you in, Brenda?
Are you in, love?
I've been to the town and I've got you the rubber thing. Yeah, the bicycle in a tube.
When we used to go and borrow a cup of sugar.
That's it, all that sort of stuff.
Right, look at that.
Why are you tapping it?
I don't know. I always do that with chocolate. I tap it. Because the bits. It's bits. It's just bits. It's a bitty night. It's a bitty night.
What a pity there's all those bitties.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah, lovely.
Here we go. All the bits. Oh.
Yeah.
You nearly forgot. Mint. That doesn't smell like lavender. It smells like mint. Do you know
I wonder if chocolate and lavender give off a minty flavour, like a minty biscuit.
Let's find out.
Anybody remember minty biscuit? Right. Well.
Okay, there we go.
So this is milk chocolate. Now,
I'm very funny with my chocolate. Has to be just right.
There's lavender in there.
There is. It's created a film on the roof of my mouth.
Oh, a bit like the film on the whatever the lemonade thing was.
The after taste. Oh, lavender, yeah.
Was it expensive?
That was £3, I think.
Gosh, you've spent a fortune on the show.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had to try these things.
Well,
I wasn't going to try it by myself.
No. Good.
No, it's very lavender.
It is, yeah. I think because I hadn't eaten lavender, I've smelt lavender.
But actually trying it.
And now we're sort of getting that taste for lavender.
Yeah. We're lavender freaks.
But it's quite nice. I like chocolate cold.
Oh, no.
I do.
No, I have to have it room temperature. I can't taste it if it's cold.
I used to...
Doesn't it break your teeth?
I like it. I like that.
I like that breaking teeth feeling.
Yeah, it's like that, broken teeth.
I've got another set of teeth to put in after.
Oh, I have chocolate teeth that I put in. Special chocolate teeth,
Suck it.
When I was about 18, I lived in Petworth. And when I lived in Petworth, there was a machine in the village square, in the town square, by the Leconfield Hall. It was a chocolate machine. I don't know if you still get these little chocolate machines.
You get them at railway stations.
Yeah, but this was in the town square.
No, you're right.
And I legged it out there, and I think it was something like 50p or something.
Yes.
You put your 50p in, and you'd get this chocolate. And I remember it was always in the winter, and I would go out to this machine, wrestle with it to get my chocolate out of the bloody thing. And I sort of acquired this taste for chocolate when it was frozen. It was or cold and brittle. It was very nice. But there are some chocolates that, I think Galaxy is one that at room temperature
it has to be.
It just sort of melts. Yes, moist is one way of putting it. Melting is another way. I make lavender fag. What? Lavender and fig jam, says Pam. I
smoke lavender.
Lavender fags. Hello. No one can...
I'm not getting it. I'm not tasting it.
Chocolate and a nice crisp Cox apple is
Nigel.
divine, says Nigel Sadler. Thank you very much. That's a good idea.
Oh, Linda was saying about... Sorry, but yes, it was, and that particular field. When I come to do the video, it was 100 years ago. It was covered in lavender because that was the industry.
Oh, I see.
And they would sell it to like Yardley and Potters and More.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Linda Kane said apparently until 100 years ago, a vast swathe of Surrey was covered with miles and miles of lavender. You see, some of these old traditions, which now are sort of tiny little hovels of places that you go, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
But they were everywhere. Like
and,
the charcoal burners
and
all those sort of things were everywhere. Huge industry, the iron industry, you know, and we go past a little furnace,
you think,
a little mill and stuff, or windmills, you know, they were everywhere and people were doing it. And now it's almost hard to... Steve Pilfold's picked up 50p for chocolate when you were 18, exclamation. Maybe it wasn't 50, I can't remember. When I was 18, it may have been 20p, who knows? It was a coin, or it may have been 2 tens, I don't know. I mean, golly.
Cheap.
I like fig biscuits. Does that count, Pamela?
Keeps you regular.
I'm sure, yeah. Now, I like dates. Do they keep you regular?
Who, me personally, or as a
well, anybody.
anyone?
And generally, you know, I'm pretty regular anyway. So, but I like dates. You know, the dates with the stones.
I do.
Can I have one more bit of the chocolate?
Of course you can.
Just want to, you know, I don't.
Anyway, just to check, double check.
I've managed to wean myself off crisps, chocolate, sweeties.
I'm not actually supposed to be eating that.
Oh, you're not? Why is that?
Because of my gallbladder.
Gould.
Oh, gould. My old gallbladder.
Your gall. Well, we'll have to find out about your gallbladder on another occasion.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. That.
Yeah, well, we'll save that up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We'll ask Emilie about her gallbladder.
Yeah, old gallbladder.
Well, £3 though. Would you buy that ordinary?
No, that's not. I mean, you wouldn't go and sit at home and think, "Oh, I could just do with some lavender chocolate." That. Do you know what I mean? It's the kind of thing where you think, "Oh, I'll try it."
Maybe you could put it in the small room, in the toilet. So when you're sitting there, you know, you have lavender scented toilet roll, and you could sit there sucking
your chocolate.
sucking
The trouble is,
sucking your chocolate
someone
one
might
end.
think it's a dirty protest. You know, you've got
Yeah.
mess everywhere.
Especially if
You come out and you've got it all round your mouth.
A dirty protest. I've not heard it said that before, but there we are.
Sorry.
How delicious.
As the viewers go off.
So,
right, that's that.
moving. Is there any more of your lemonade? I need to swig my face out.
You need to, go wash it down with something.
Well, we're having an absolute feast. Thank you very much.
Okay. Oh, it did go a bit fizzy, that.
Oh, did it?
It fizzed as I put it in.
But
now it's gone flat.
It's all flat as a pancake, though.
It's lost its fizz.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Although it does say still lavender.
Oh, it does.
So there we go.
It's still lavender, ladies and gentlemen.
The names on
it's
the
not
bottom.
changed. It's lavender right the way through. This reminds me of the partridge scene.
Oh, what? With Smell My Cheese?
I have no idea. Graham Whittington says, on about chocolate machine in Petworth, Richard, do you remember also the self-service petrol at Pound Garage? You put in a pound note. No, I don't remember that, actually. You may be going back a little bit longer than I did. I don't think that chocolate machine is there. Nigel Sadler says, this is bonkers. And you're quite right. This is the Vobes show. It is bonkers. So, finally, is this the last of the lot?
Yeah, right, okay. Oh, wow. We've got gluten-free, handmade lavender fudge.
Gluten-free, handmade lavender fudge, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's actually, the oil that goes into it, I think the lady said, it's got something from their local bees in this fudge. Not the bee itself.
No, not
something
the bee.
They've used, and I don't think it's the actual honey. I think she said it's like an extract from what the bees produce.
Right.
And they've put it in the fudge.
So they put it in the fudge to add to the lavender.
I'd kind of,
Oh, cool.
I just said to her, what's it taste like? She said, lavender and fudge. So, there we go.
But are they, I think this is somebody in the shop, in the lavender shop. What does it taste like? I can
I
imagine
know, I did,
going in
Oh, the cider. What does that taste like?
did.
Lavender and cider.
And then I'm going,
The
what's
chocolate.
that?
Lavender and chocolate. What about the fudge there? Lavender and fudge.
I said, you know what?
You got anything without lavender?
What kind of place is this?
I don't like lavender. Sorry, you come to the wrong... It's spam, 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 or spam.
There's a
So-
bit, look,
Oh.
there's a bit with lavender there.
Oh, look, there is an actual lump
Lump
of
of
lavender on this. Yeah, hang on. I don't know if you'll see that. There we are, look. That is a lump of lavender.
Either that or it's mould.
Purple mould. Well, you're only going to get purple mould in a lavender place, aren't you?
Yeah.
So,
there we go. Right, here we go. Sniff. Oh,
I've got the
Oh,
lavender
yes,
because
I
of
got
that
that.
scent of the
I've got lavender.
definite more. This is the most lavender
Yes.
scented thing that
We've
we've
been
had.
saying that every time.
I know,
haven't we?
but it's
like,
more
that's more lavender. That's lavender.
Yeah,
on
that's
top of
definitely lavender.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
In
here
it
we go, here
goes.
we go. No, I wasn't expecting that texture.
It is like a.
That's a sugar cube.
I was going to say it's like
That's not moist and chewy.
no, that's
That's
900% sugar.
That's just a sugar lump with.
You know, if you.
Oh, lavender.
Can I try
Ooh,
one more?
Yeah, no, don't do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I mean, they're almost the same shape, but actually, you know, when you're at one of these posh restaurants and they've got lumps of sugar, and you accidentally spill your tea, and it turns the sugar that colour.
Yeah.
I reckon that's all they've done. That they've got some sort of lavender tea. I bet they do lavender tea.
They do,
Yeah.
and I didn't get it.
And did you say, what flavour is that tea? Lavender and tea.
I bet the woman was glad when I went. Wait, don't let her back in. They've got a mugshot of me up on the wall.
Yeah.
Don't let her in.
All these
Look at
people
this nutcase.
who are not allowed back.
Because I said I was going to come and do some videoing, and she was like, "Okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's too sugary.
that?
Um,
Oh, that's so That's
Julia, on the other hand, likes sweet and sugary things.
I do generally as well, but that is
That's just
really
but there's lots of lavender.
yeah.
That is definitely lavender on speed.
Wow, it's burning my throat. It's got lavender oil, so it's actually an oil.
Oh, is that from the bee then? Is the bee?
Yeah, they
got-
like milk it.
tiny little tweezers.
I don't
to
know how
milk
they
the-
do it.
No, I don't like to think about
I didn't
those.
want to ask the lady.
I don't think bees have little teats anyway to milk. Actually,
They got like a little milking farm, and they all buzz in.
now look, we're an hour in, and you've got this one thing in a box.
Oh yes, the one thing, yeah, the finale.
The finale.
Oh, we need the fanfare.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm here.
Right, okay.
So we need to
I
make a
got
bit
to
of space for
prepare
this. Oh yes, because
Right,
I'm
you
not
talk
100%.
while I
Oh,
prepare.
okay.
Where did I put it?
It's somewhere on the floor.
Somewhere
So,
on the
ladies and
floor.
gentlemen, yeah, we've got this one item. I'm slightly scared about this.
Right, here we go.
We're obviously just going over the time. So if you were planning on watching something important on the other channel, tough. Because
It's
I think
stuck with us.
you'll find that this is highly amusing, and one of us is going to come off worse. That's all I know about this,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you've seen this thing, heard about this thing. Have I played in? Oh, I haven't done. Actually, whilst you're setting
Yeah,
that
we
up,
need that.
I tell you what I'll do.
Yeah.
We'll go and have a quick look at the group because we haven't seen the group. What people have been posting in the Bald Explorer page. So hang on, before you do that,
no, sorry.
you've just got to do
What am I
the.
doing?
When you watch the show and we go to the group, do you do the little dance at home?
I do.
Do you?
I do. Even when I'm by myself.
Especially when you're by yourself.
Especially when I'm by
So
myself.
here we go, just to get it going. Okay, so that you can carry on now.
Okay.
So we'll have a look inside the group and see what's going on. Here we go. So this is Sharon Brown, and she has gone to with Simon Brown, who's obviously taken a picture, Pont de Sol in Madeira. So Madeira is a place. I was debating with the lovely Julia. I thought Madeira was a drink.
I thought it was a cake.
And yeah, it's obviously a place as well. So there we go. So that's nice. Paul Hine has gone to Antelope Park. I'm not quite sure where Antelope Park is, but the Martians have landed.
Something like Monsters Inc.
Yes, it's a very weird looking thing. I wonder if it lights up. Paul, does that light up? It'd be fascinating to know. The lovely Julia and I went to the Sussex Horse Rescue Trust with some horses there that were rescued, and we'll be talking about a bit more about that tomorrow. And what else we've got here? Glenn Johnson has been to Hardham Church. It's a beautiful church, and inside, of course, there are all those wonderful murals on the wall. Murals.
Oh, that poor woman.
That poor woman.
She's been spread over the wall.
Splayed against the plaster. Poor love. But people come and admire her. It's amazing. So that's you, Glenn.
Oh, there she is.
There. And Elaine Brazier has seen all the murals lined up. They've been decapitated here. This is at the crypt at Hythe. And what do they call that room? But they put these in. It's
the mausoleum. No, not that.
There's a special name, isn't there?
Yeah,
I can't remember what it is. So anyway, Elaine posted that down there in the Hythe, on the crypt at the Hythe. Meanwhile, a bit more alive and kicking. We have Ed Warren with his spotted woodpeckers in his garden. They looked absolutely delightful, pecking away. It looks like they're pecking away at a telegraph pole.
Yeah, they're doing some job for the council.
Yeah, somebody's line's going to come off. And Colin Brown has been up and away in his beautiful balloon. Well, actually, with his beautiful drone. And he's managed to get this stunning picture of the Nimble girl. Was it the Nimble adverts that had the bread?
That's a great word, nimble.
Nimble. Yeah, so there we are. So now back in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Having got to the end of the group. Thank you for posting all of those things, by the way. It's really, really cool. I should just say to you that we have 739 when I looked at the beginning of the show. Probably a lot of people now.
Probably less.
Yeah, a lot less.
39.
All running away. But if you want to join the group, post and be part of the thing, it's the Bald Explorer group. It's a sort of sister thing of the Vobes show. Anyway, so as we're running out of time, explain...
Right, we've got whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Where did you whip that from? The lavender. Does it smell of lavender?
No. We can put some bits in it.
Oh yes, I bet we can.
If I can get the lid off.
That's cream. What does that flavour? It's cream and...
I'm going to go back and ask her again.
You got lavender.
I wish she comes.
So I'm slightly concerned.
Right.
What you're doing with whipped cream in the studio, and of course I'm more concerned about the equipment and getting smothered in whipped cream.
As the actress said.
As the actress, indeed.
Right. There we go. We've got a spinner.
A spinner. I should just show you this spinner. Here it is. This is a spinner. This is like a game, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else have we... Oh, my God.
Right. There we go. Right. I'm going to have to put some cream on here.
Oh, yeah.
If I can...
So, this is a first, ladies and gentlemen. There's some whipped cream on a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Is this a bit like... I'm getting that this is like Russian roulette.
Yeah, but with cream.
But with cream. So it's not fatal, but it's going...
It'll still be here tomorrow night, so don't worry.
There is a cloth over there.
We've got serviettes.
Oh, we've got serviettes. We're right. We've got serviettes, ladies and gentlemen.
We're posh here.
Dead posh. So
right,
what happens?
Right, is it... Shall I go first?
Yes.
No, I'm not. Right, I'm going to spin the spinner.
Yes. She spun the spinner, and number 3 has come up.
I've got to turn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Do you have to put your face? Oh, yeah, you've got to put your face in here. Here we go. This is marvellous. Love your ears. Easier to hear the show with.
Oh, here we go.
So what do you do? Spin it 3 times? 1. Oh, till it clicks. 2.
Don't even go there. 3.
Oh, no!
Here we go.
Oh, no.
Right, spin it. I've got to spin it.
I've got to spin the thing. See if I can spin it like this. Oh, no. Because
get your cream on it. Oh, well, that was feeble.
Was that feeble? Let me do it. I'll do it on the desk. You can.
There we go.
You can.
I'll
tell
verify.
me. There we go. That's whizzed round. And as it happens, it comes to the same.
Another 3, right.
Another 3.
Put your chin on it.
Oh, hello.
And then turn the
thing 3 times. Yeah. Oh, God. I'm going to get this. Wait, just I've got to see what the comments are. More cream, yeah.
Shall I put it on his head?
I want that game. Mr. Vobes isn't down with the kids, is he? Yeah, thanks, everybody. So, here we go.
I can't.
Right.
1.
You did a little face, don't you?
I know.
1.
That wasn't even a click.
It did a click. It did, yeah.
2.
Oh, maybe that was the click.
Yeah,
that was the definite
click. Right, that's
click.
the 1.
Okay. Oh, that was 1. bollocks. I'm more worried the hand hitting me.
It doesn't. I tried it. It doesn't.
2.
It just throws it at
Oh,
you.
okay. And 3.
Oh, no! Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
it's melting.
You kind of get the feeling it's
melting. I'm melting.
Oh, right.
There we go. Right.
Okay.
2.
2.
Oh, here we go.
It's got to be now.
It's going to be me. It's got to be, hasn't
well,
it?
I'm hoping it is. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's gone up her nose. Fantastic.
I can't breathe. It's so funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow.
Luckily, of course, you're wearing glasses, so that sort of helps a bit.
Taking the hit. Oh wow.
So I think you've taken the show to a new high.
Oh wow.
Obviously,
that backfired on me, didn't it?
it did a bit. We're going to have to invest. I think we're going to have to invest in some games, some lethal games in the show, which would be great.
It's actually bypassed my glasses and gone in my eye.
This is what's it called? This game?
Pie face.
Pie face.
Yeah.
Julia, lovely Julia, make a note of pie
Pie
face,
face.
because when we do our live at the Tractor Fest, we want this.
Yeah.
We definitely want this.
Cow pie.
And cow pie. Can you get brown cream?
Oh,
You
I've
could make it.
just stuck my hand back in the cream again. Don't even go there.
I'm so pleased it wasn't me.
Oh,
I'm so
backfired
pleased.
on me badly.
Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's
there we
definitely
go.
well worth it.
Oh,
I think for a live,
cream in your eye.
I think we've definitely you've
I've
added
added
a
it.
dimension to the
There
show.
we go.
That's marvellous. Well, we've run out of time.
there we
Otherwise,
go.
we'd obviously play it again.
Yeah.
But we have run out of time. The poor old Emily doesn't want to get a second thrusting, and I have yet to be beaten on this amazing game. Hope you've enjoyed everything that we've done.
Dear.
Honestly, it just went off in my face, says Andy Ash. Oh yes, there we are. Some excuse. If someone switches on now,
They'll think, what on earth is going on?
Dave Baker says that was great. Poor old Linda Kane said it's frozen. Cushty Phil is laughing. Ellis Selwood is saying rematch. Shush,
Yes,
shush, shush, shush
I
about.
think
Love it. It's
so.
so funny. Best of 3. Ha 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 ha. Drum roll. Blah blah blah. Marvellous, marvellous stuff. Well, unfortunately, we are well over the hour.
dear.
It's 2014. It's a 2-hour journey. Well, it's 1-hour journey
Well, it'll
back,
be
isn't
quicker
it?
going
Yeah,
back,
quicker going back, especially with
When I fly.
bleary eyes.
Yeah. Oh, I can't actually see out of my
creamed
glasses.
up eyes. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much
That's
for coming
all
on the
right.
show.
Thank you for having
Take
me.
your horrendous apparatus to one side. It's been an absolute joy. Will you come back?
I will come back. Definitely.
Now you know the setup.
Now I know what's going on. I'll bring some more
Yes,
cruel,
I can
cruel
see.
things.
She will go and rob the
I will
toys
do.
from the children's
I will
school
do.
and bring them back. It's amazing. Well, there on that bombshell. Yes, thank you. It was great fun.
Breathe. Oh, we need the head massager. Head massager.
Yes, I have. Let me do it to you.
Yeah, there we
let
go.
me do it to you
There
before we go.
Right,
so,
there we go.
How does that work with the head? Does
Yeah,
it still,
no,
it goes through the
yeah,
head?
go right down. Go right down.
Are you getting there?
Yeah, I.
And if it's faster, does that make a difference to you?
Sometimes. This is not good.
Not good.
No, it's nice. It's just too good.
There we go.
This is what happens, you see.
It gets
You
left
agree
on.
to come on the show.
And you're humiliated.
And you get cream thrown in your face.
Yes. And silly
And a
things.
metal claw on
yes,
your
well,
head.
if you hadn't brought them, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, yeah. It's my own fault.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute joy. Thank you so much for coming
That's
in.
okay.
We've had a
had a
complete laugh. I hope you've had a laugh. If you fancy being a supporter of the show, don't forget you can, of course, support the show. boardexplorer.com/support. Help us to keep these shows coming, keep the walks coming, keep the whole community going. But, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we end,
Yep.
don't you?
Yeah, when we hear this music.
It means I can kick her out.
Wins.
I know I do. Well, normally
Claw.
Julia is like ready to attack me. Oh dear. Do join us again. Join me again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be in tomorrow.
I'll be on my lonesome Todsome, I think. Unless somebody else wants to come into the hot seat and do the show. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute hoot.
I've had a whale of a time.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's been worth it.
Yeah,
Long
and I
journey.
stink of cream now.
Yeah, well, there are facilities here to wash it off. Fortunately. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will go. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for coming along. It's been great fun. Until the next time, from the lovely Emilie, not Emile, and myself, goodbye!
Bye.
Goodbye! Goodbye!